here, I might as well do a video on the new air filter system I'm going to be putting in this thing. So I have this stock, or this after stock, I think they're calling it spike cone filter. It's a crappy Amazon thing. Hardly fits. Every time I take the carb out to clean it or to tune it, it's always a struggle to get that rubber fitting to be perfect with the air box and the cone. So what we're going to do is basically do a pod kit. The pod kits you could buy are pretty expensive, but what I've done is I bought the parts separately. I've got a couple of Mike's XS filters, 2 of them. They're the 57 millimeter, which is 57 millimeters inside here. And the idea is to plop them onto those carburetor air intake boots. Also went to Menards and picked up some PVC. This is a 1 1/2 inch, and it fits right in there. It's nice and tight, which is good. And now the carburetor boot has something solid to tighten onto, so you don't get like a loose air filter and you hit a bump on the road or something. So those are like $1 a piece, so literally handed them $2 and on my way. Both get a PVC pipe, and I also got it's a breather filter. These bikes have a crankcase breather that you can't just leave open. You don't want any contaminants going into your crankcase, so you just plop that right into the existing hose, and you're good to go. I'm going to absolutely increase the amount of air that this engine gets. I've also got jets. Ordered those a while ago. I think I have a 145 and a 147 half. I'll be putting in the carburetor to rejet it, and like I said, I got debaffled pipes. They're stock pipes, so I am providing some back pressure. Not planning on straight piping this thing. Maybe we'll see how it runs, as I intend to modify it today, and I'll be showing you that, so enjoy. Alright, so we got to take this bike apart to get at the carb and the stock air box. Just going to go ahead and do that for you, and then we'll head over to the bench to rip apart the carb and rejet it. So this is that big old air box that this stock guy has, and so this is where the new air filters will go. This cone guy will get removed. This will get removed. Yeah, right now. And we're just gonna go ahead and make sure that this even fits right now. Butter. Absolute butter. We know they fit. The one thing we're going to have to do is exchange this boot and this boot, because this one's taller, and in order for this to not hit the tank when it's installed, we got to get the shorter boot on this side. So we're going to flop those once we actually do it. But I know they fit with the PVC. Very nice and tight. The PVC will actually go into the inner part of this boot. This lip will hug this lip. We'll be able to tighten it. Should be airtight and absolutely rocking. Now for the breather. This is the breather. Goes to the front cylinder crankcase. Slips right inside. I'll tighten it up with this. I'm excited. It all works. I'll be listing all the products and where I got them. So if you end up wanting to do this pod kit DIY style and save some serious money, you can do it. Same products I did. Alright, let's pull this carb out now. Alright, we get the carb now out of the bike. Got to do a couple things. We got to put in the bigger jets so we get matching airflow and fuel flow. So I have a 145 and a 147. I believe the smaller one goes into the rear cylinder carb, and the big one goes into the front. And now we're going to go ahead, put the stock needles back in, get these larger 147.5 and 145 jets in their respective spots, put in the new air pods, and hopefully this thing is a new beast. So I'll just walk you through what I'm going to do here. First things first, let's go do the needles. Our diaphragms are in here, and our needles are attached to that. So just got. There's plenty of videos out on YouTube on how to tear apart your carb, how to clean your carb, how to do all sorts of work on your carb. This is not necessarily a how-to, but I will be describing what I've done and what I'm doing. This was the stock spring that holds this diaphragm down. I had actually clipped both of them. I had 2 rings taken off, so it's shorter, and it's got a quicker action and quicker throttle response. So I did that already. This is my diaphragm. This is my needle. Just take your needle nose, real gently grab the plastic bit inside. That's what it looks like. And there should be a spring, a little baby spring. What I like to do is I push the needle up. It's got a bunch of washers and stuff. I just grab that with the needle nose as well. So this is the adjustable. Seems as if I have a... Yep, there we go. A couple extra parts in there that need to come out. So putting the stock needles back in, because the ends of these needles, the tapers of these needles, work good with the jets for this carburetor. The after stock dyno kit has slightly different taper. We're just going to use these stock ones. I think they're going to be fine. Comes with a plastic washer and a small metal washer. If you're screwing around with this stuff, just follow the instructions on your whatever kit your new needles came with. If you don't have adjustable needles and you're just going to add washers, there is a metal washer, a plastic washer, your little E-clip, and then another washer. So if you're going to adjust it, a stock needle without the adjustable E-clip, you would just be adding another washer like this on top of this one. So what that does is it lifts the needle and allows more fuel to flow freely. I'm not going to do that right now. Put it back in here. I add the spring to the little plastic bit there. I find the end of the needle so that the spring is now fully attached to everything. Press it in real gentle. Should have a pop. I like to press my finger in there, do it again, make sure it's in there. And this needle should have a little bit of a spring to it. Should have a little bit of a movement. Ready to go back in. You know, obviously check to make sure your diaphragm's got no holes or anything. That can cause some serious issues. So, There's a small little O-ring that stays right there. Make sure that that is still there when you put it back. Don't forget your spring. I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. Moving on to float bowls. We're taking this main jet out of what I believe is the front carb. So this is the bigger jet. I should mention, it's always good to do a project like this with a cold beer. This is a Summit Oktoberfest brewed right here in St. Paul, Minnesota. It's late September, and this is an absolute delicious beer for the fall. So cheers. Now, the one we're putting the 147 jet. It's my 147 jet. The only jet that we're touching in terms of per carb. So go in there and tighten it. Beautiful. Alright, we're going to do the same thing to this carb. Put the 145 main jet in. And ready for reconstruction. The carb is put back together. The correct jets, the stock needles, ready to put this thing back in. But first, we're going to check out the PMS screws. Going to screw those in, make sure that they are, we're going to start off with 3 full turns out. So we're going to screw them in until they're lightly seated. We're going to, it's a half turn. It's 1, 1/2, 2, 2.5, 3. Start there. If I need more fuel for some reason in the beginning of my, low end power, possibly adjust that. But 3 seems to be something that people start off with, and if anything, they say that it's too rich. So, but considering I'm going to add an extreme amount of airflow to this bike by putting this pod kit in, we're going to start there. Let's put this thing back in. Alright, so this is the point where we're going to be putting these manifold little boots in, whatever you want to call them. They're not the manifold boots, those are right here. Air boots, air intake boots, box boots, whatever. They're numbered. 1. 1 is for this rear one, goes here. And 2 is for the front one, goes here. Like I said earlier, we got to swap them out. So you get the short one in the back, which is on this front carb, And look at the number 2 on this back one, a little bit taller. Tighten those up with a screwdriver. And we're ready to put our new air filter setup in. So I've already put the PVC pipe in, both of them. Doesn't matter which one goes where. Once again, the PVC pipe is just so that these boots, when they tighten up, they aren't just tightening up to another piece of rubber. They're tightening up to somewhat solid, and you can really actually crank on her, and make sure be pretty confident in your air seal, and that these things aren't going to pop out on you. Look at that. Pretty sweet. I believe the kits come with K&N filters. These are, like I said, these are from Mike's XS. These two plus shipping and plus this breather filter, I want to say was around 80 bucks. There's like 20 or 30 a piece. So like 18 bucks or something, after shipping. Still extreme savings in terms of doing this DIY versus their kit. Obviously, I bought the jets as well. Those were like $6 a pop, so let's say 20 bucks after shipping and handling on those. I bought those at Partzilla, I believe. So yeah, let's call it 100 bucks for this DIY mod versus 250 or 150 or whatever. But now we can tighten these up. They fit in there pretty snug right now, so that's pretty sweet. Just tighten these up though. Yeah, those are in there. Cool. Put the tank on and see if she fires up. Oh, there's a million videos on how to tear this bike apart. Take the tank off, take the carb out, take the carb apart, all that. That's not what this video is for. I'm going to show you what I'm doing with my bike, with this pod kit. I'm looking to get this bike performing really, really well before I start modifying any of the, the frame parts. Right. See if she starts up. Fuel pump. I just got back from a ride. First thoughts, this thing is a completely new bike. It runs better than it ever has. This was a good move, I would say, right now, for $100 between the two main air filters, a breather filter for the crankcase, and the two new jets. $100, absolute improvement. The mid-range has absolutely been increased. The horsepower, torque. There is one thing, you hear this rumbling coming from the air filters now. You can go read around, people hear that and they try and get rid of it. I don't have a problem with it. It's just that the air is now, you can hear anything coming in or out of that air filter area because you don't have that big bulky Yamaha box of air, it's just right there. You're getting air jammed right in there right away. I'm super happy with it. I'm super happy with it, actually. Super, for $100, that's insane. I would recommend this easily over one of their pod kits. This is, if you know how to work on a bike at all, this is one of the easier things you could do. If you liked this video, I'm sure I'll be making some more, and you can follow along. I'm gonna have a video for sure on this back fender, what I'm gonna do there. Wow, it's just unbelievable what that did to the bike. It really made it run way better. I'm gonna try and remove this and put it on the swing arm here. Just gonna really tighten it against this big back tire. Not a true bobber by any means. However, it's gonna be a nice low rider look. And if I end up not being able to accomplish that, or if I don't like it, I've already removed the front fender. I will be somehow attaching that and using that as my back bobber fender, more of a true bobber fender, really opening up that back tire to be visible. These got really beautiful back tires. I'll be getting new white walls, new seat, probably bobber seat. Obviously, this is one of the most comfortable seats that you can have on a motorcycle. Cool. Well, I think that's it for me for this video. Let me know what you liked and disliked about this video. This is a music page, so I will be using all of my original music for any of the videos in this series. This is the first video I have of any motorcycle work I do, but like and subscribe if you'd like to follow along with the rest of the videos for this bike to see how it comes together in the end, see what decisions I make.